Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk. Hey, guess what? It's Don't Ask Me to Talk with your host, Stacey Heller, and...
I'm still Eric Ryder.
You haven't changed your name?
I didn't change my name. We did a whole episode last week. Well, a whole episode, really. The topic portion of the show is about 15 to 20 minutes usually. So we don't always have the time within that to explore all options. So we may have to revisit renaming ourselves at some point. But when we had the what should we rename ourselves conversation,
it was like,
neither of us came up with a rename. I think I came up with Max Power, which I lifted from The Simpsons. Yeah.
And did I share that I thought my drag name would be Myth Busted?
I don't think you shared that, but I like that.
Either that or Myth Busty.
Even better.
Right? So, I mean, I renamed myself.
There you go. Don't Ask Me to Talk with Max Power and Myth Busty.
I don't hate it.
Hey, I don't hate it either.
Okay, well, there
listeners,
you go.
let us know if you think we should change our names, at least for while we're hosting this show, asking at don'taskmetotalk.com.
I bet nobody has that name out there.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, hey, so clearly this is not a serious show. We talk about...
What are you talking about? It's only hard-hitting news for 55 minutes or so.
Totally. We totally dive into the deep end of politics, not religion. Well, sometimes, but not really.
Only in a cursory
We're
sense.
going to hell.
Yes. Only talking about the props, really.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, this show, it touches on everything. You know why? Because we never met a tangent we didn't want to follow.
Good point.
So, you can find past episodes of the show if you enjoy what you're listening to, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, because sometimes when we bring up a topic on the show, we will then post stories that have this is what we were referencing. Like we talked last time about school pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And so I dug through my pictures and I found a couple school pictures. You did not. It's fine. You're forgiven.
I totally forgot to do that. You need to remind me sometime.
Well, you know what? I got to remember myself first. Put on your own oxygen mask. Anyway, so follow us at Don't Ask Me to Talk on Instagram and Facebook. And remember, you can also text us or call. Want to share the number?
Yeah.
With
give us a call or text us at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. 2726.
That radio voice. You can also email us at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com.
That's right.
All right. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a busy couple weeks since I stopped being COVID positive.
Yeah, your voice is back in its full glory.
It is nice to be able to speak again without having, mucus and stuff come up, which it's disgusting.
Nice.
Because I thought naively, because I never had the COVID before, I was a Novid, as we discussed, that once you were COVID negative, you no longer were testing for COVID, your symptoms of COVID would be gone because you've defeated the
Silly,
virus
silly boy.
within your body. But those lingered. And of course, I should know better because we all know about people with long COVID and stuff. But I
Sure.
thought, I'm not a long COVIDer. I'm a no-vitter. So,
You
but
thought you were better than everybody else for a second.
well, not better, but maybe slightly, more healthy. I don't know. But I was wrong. I'm not healthy at all. But I am feeling much better, which is
That's
good.
good. That's really good. I can't blame it on COVID brain. I can just blame it on my brain. I somehow managed to delete the email app from my phone. Now,
Wait, is that even possible?
apparently. So then I had to download it, and now I'm trying to remember all the emails. Like, I have my work email there, and my personal, and of course the asking it, don't ask me to talk, and my Stacy Connects email, like all of these emails. And I'm like, sugar pie honey bunch.
Don't give out your password now.
Right. What is the sugar honey iced tea? The curse that was said in I can't remember which movie it was, but it's an acronym. See?
I have no idea what that is, but
Sugar honey iced tea?
right. Who said
You
what?
know.
What is that?
I can't remember which
Is that
movie
like
it is.
sew buttons on ice cream?
It's
One of
well,
those like nonsense expressions that people have been using since like the 20s.
no.
The roaring 20s, the last 20s, not these 20s. By the way.
No. Sugar honey iced tea is shit. You can beep that out.
Oh, okay.
And it's said in one of the Disney movies. Somebody, I'll have to look up who it is that says sugar honey iced tea as their like curse. And it's like, oh, how clever. Are you looking it up?
Well, first of all, it's a song by Princess Nokia
Oh,
and a song by Kellis.
oh,
And a song
wow.
by Callie Uchis and Tyler, the Creator.
Okay.
But there's a sugar honey iced tea Bumblebee on the scene.
That's not it.
So
Okay. Well, I'll look it up. I'll see who it is that uses
is it in The Lion King?
might be in The Lion King.
Because I see a Lion King.
Either that or maybe
Rapping.
Madagascar?
Madagascar. I think that's where that cartoon lion is that I'm seeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's Madagascar.
But a lot of people that seem like they're maybe too old for a Madagascar reference in their songwriting is saying that. So, but there's also a sugar honey iced tea recipe book, it looks like.
Interesting. Speaking of honey, it is National Honey Month.
Is it?
It is. Do you like honey?
I love
Sweetie?
it. Yeah. I'm not prepared to go, to the forest and dig in a bee.
You don't have to dig. You just have to stick your little paw in.
Right. Yeah. I'm not prepared to go bear style for, wild honey.
Fair.
But, when I can get it in those little bears at home, I'm happy.
Those bears, I feel like the Pillsbury guy and like the bears that the honey's in, it should be reversed because I feel like when you squeeze the honey bear where you get your honey, it needs to go.
You're thinking of the Pillsbury
That's what I'm
Doughboy.
saying.
Yeah.
But it's the wrong. I'm like, you need the same little.
Right.
I don't know.
You kind of need the Pooh Bear giggle.
I don't know how he giggles. How does he giggle?
I don't remember either.
Well, and didn't he sing, I'm just a little black rain cloud?
Wasn't that Eeyore?
Oh, hovering under the honey tree.
Yeah, the thing with the Winnie the Pooh characters is like so many of the cursory or friends of Pooh basically are more interesting than Pooh himself, who seems to be just kind of sleepy and likes honey.
Did you ever read The Tao of Pooh?
No.
That was
I've
actually
seen that.
a really good,
There's like the
interesting
Tao
book.
of Tigger maybe.
Yes.
And yeah.
And it was so interesting. It talks about all Taoism, using the Winnie the Pooh characters and who they all kind of emulate in terms of beliefs and, sort of personality types and that kind of thing. It was a really good book. I got to reread that. I read it in my 20s. It's been around for a minute. Yeah, it's a good read. Are you looking up who wrote it?
No, I was actually trying to remember what Winnie stands for because it's named after an actual Winnie the Pooh was named after an actual bear that the author met, and I believe he's named after the Canadian city of
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. There you go.
Look at that. All right. It took us a minute, but we came up with something educational.
Yeah. In 1921, Mime bought his son, Christopher Robin, the toy bear from Harrods department store. Christopher Robin had named his toy bear Edward, then Winnie, after a Canadian black bear named Winnie that he often saw at London Zoo.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I was in Rhode Island a couple weeks ago, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they have several hives. And when we went out to the garden to harvest kind of some of the last vegetables of the season, which in and of itself, I'm always so tickled when you pull a carrot out. You're like, what's this? And you go to pull it, and this big honking carrot came out. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a carrot. Anyway, I did.
You had a rabbit moment there.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And also, if we reference back to the farm versus ranch episode that we had a conversation about, I have a lot to learn before I live on a farm.
Right.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, carrots. Anyway, but they have the hives kind of out there among all of that, the wild grasses and the garden and all of that. And you could just see the black mass of them, like at the bottom, working. Very cool. And also one of those things to me that it goes against every instinct that I have in my body to walk up to the hive and deal with it.
Yeah.
Even in a suit. I'm like, I don't understand.
I was walking along last week in my neighborhood, and someone had 2 hives like on their fence, basically, for like free range bees, I guess, which I didn't think you could do.
Bees,
but
love that.
they were just like like flying around, and then they would come back to their little encampment, their hives, and
their unhoused encampment.
They're free range. So,
I love it. So they could take advantage of all the neighbors' flora and fauna.
Exactly.
And then come back. And
I've seen like free roaming chickens in people's yards, but this was the first time I saw like a whole beehive.
It's an amazing security system if you think about that.
There you go.
Like nobody's going to want to go into the lawn or the like front yard of the area where there's beehives.
That's right.
It's kind of smart. Anyway, so hey.
So they see that. They say, sugar, honey, iced tea. Let's get out of here.
Exactly. So happy honey month, everybody. Okay. What other, because we're going to be, with this episode, we're going to be closing out September. Can you believe it?
Lasai.
Are you French now?
No. But, I always have this feeling, at the end of summer, the beginning of fall, like I enjoy fall. I really like it, and when I get into it, it just feels good. Like it feels like the season that I'm made for, right? Mm-hmm. But summertime is great too, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. Mm-hmm. And I always have this like lingering feeling, like I could have done more. I could have taken more trips. I could have
summer hangover.
I could have done more projects. I could have done all this stuff that I didn't do, and here we are another, 9 months until summer is back. And it's kind of a melancholy feeling that I get every year around this time. I don't know if you get that. And I wouldn't say it's the same as like SAD or seasonal affective disorder. For me, it's just like a lingering kind of wistfulness.
Well, and I struggle considering the fact that I'm one of the co-hosts on Wisdom from the Wardrobe, which is a show about style. And we talk about these things all the time. I really struggle with this particular seasonal transition from summer to fall because I'm sort of still in this mode. I'm hot-bodied, and I don't mean I have a hot body. I mean, I am always warm. And so I'm still sort of lingering in my summer clothes and like I'm wearing like my linen pants and flip-flops and whatever.
I mean, as long as you're comfortable.
I am, but then I have like, so the other hosts of the show, Bruce, Pamela, Beck, I have their voices in my head like, it's time to move on to the next season. Like, and I'm like, I'm the voice of the people on that show. And you know what? The people are not ready to give it up yet.
I get it. And, you know, what is crazy is like those people that aren't ready to give it up when it's January and you see them walking around in shorts. And
You
it's
mean like middle school boys?
No, I mean, I see like full grown adults,
Well, yeah.
you know, of all genders, just wearing little shorts in the middle of January when it's freezing. And I'm thinking, really? Your legs are that hot
Yeah.
that you chose the nylon shorts today instead of some jeans or whatever
That feels like it's something else.
when it's
doesn't it?
45 degrees.
Like that just feels like a statement.
Yeah, I guess so. They really love wearing shorts, but are they really that warm? And
Right.
if they are, what's the secret?
Well, yeah, I don't actually want to know it. I want to stay cooler. Well, Bruce always says, your style is a statement to the world about who you are. So
That's their statement.
that's their
We
statement.
love shorts.
Who wears shorts? Anyway, did we talk about the fact that it is Save Your Photos Month? Because I took this very seriously. I subscribed, and we are not sponsored, but I'll tell you what, I would totally love to have a sponsorship with Chatbooks because I bought myself a subscription to their plan where every month you can put together a book. You can do it hardcover, paperback, whatever size you want, blah, blah, blah. And every month they're like, okay, it's the end of the month. You can make your book now. And I can
Isn't this
do
what social media is for?
well,
Just storing your photos for until it's shut down
in theory. However,
and filling up the cloud so that Apple hassles me every 30 seconds about
Says
my
you need
cloud
a
being
new-
full.
right. Yes. And I
Just rain some pictures already, Apple, and give me a little more space.
well, yeah, right, exactly. So it helps me like plane rides are the best time to clean out your photos. So I have this tendency to like, I'll put things together into buckets like, hey, here's my trip to Portugal, or hey, here's that lost weekend that we spent in Santa Barbara, whatever. Great. I put those in Dropbox, fine. But then to look back and have memories, I discovered this Chatbooks thing. And so I got this 5x7 hardcover books each month. And I just completed July a couple days ago, and I did like 6 months. I was really far behind. And they came in the mail, and I'll tell you what, going through and looking at the pictures and seeing all the different things that have happened in any given month, it's so fun to be like, oh yeah. And I even included pictures that the kids would send me so that when they looked through it, it was like, oh yeah, I did that paint and sip, or oh yeah, I went to that Rangers game, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. So there's so many different options that you can like take advantage of out there.
Right.
But I forget like a good old fashioned photo album where you can like look at your pictures
Yeah.
is so much better than social media.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, I feel nostalgic whenever I pick up one of my old photo albums. And speaking of wistful, I still feel wistful because I have like probably 4 or 5 rolls of film that I never developed from back in the day before I switched to digital.
Wow.
And they're just like sitting in storage somewhere. And I think to myself, like every so often, I should really get these developed before there's no place to get them developed. But I never get around to it. So I'll probably never see those pictures. And it's just like, what might have been? And at this point, who knows? They could be spoiled. I mean, they could just because it's been so long.
You
I don't
still
know.
have some time. You have a week left. Find the pictures and send them in.
Okay, for National Picture
For
Month.
National Picture Month. All right.
Save your pictures.
Yes. Like, come on. There's just something nostalgic about it.
For sure.
Anyway, do you want to take a break here?
Let's do it.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm not famous or connected or an influencer. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects, and I love to talk with strangers, friends, and family. So I started a podcast about making connections through conversation, asking questions instead of making assumptions, and addressing the elephant in any room. I also often go on tangents that beg the question, where is she going with this? Stacey Connects is meant to be enlightening and entertaining, or as I like to call it, edutainment. Listen, enjoy, and subscribe to Stacey Connects wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Max Power.
And I am Myth Busty.
All right.
I'm like, Max Power. Oh, yeah, I remember. We renamed ourselves.
That's right.
Don't ask us to talk, said Myth Busty. Anyway.
It's getting warm in here.
Right? Is that why you're wearing little nylon shorts?
That's right.
Okay, so holidays for the week. It is Love Note Day. Now, did you ever write anybody a love note?
You know, I think I gave up on that when I was a kid.
But you did write them when you were a little kid?
Well, love is a strong word. But I have a distinct memory of a girl that I had a crush on when I was in second grade, I think it was, which maybe, it seems kind of early to be having crushes. But I got started early in that.
Especially if you're
regard.
Catholic, there's something about like second grade is like a big year.
Yeah.
Did you go through all the sacraments and everything?
I did, yeah.
But like that year in particular, there seems to be a sexual awakening among Catholic kids. I don't know. Maybe it's the white dresses.
I don't remember that part.
Anyway.
But yeah, I remember passing a note to this girl, Natalie, that that said the old classic kid quiz.
Do you like me?
No. I should have went with that. Instead, I went, I'm still embarrassed about this, 40 years on or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Will you be my girlfriend, yes or no, right? But I actually wrote, will you be my grill friend? And instead of checking yes or no, she put, you misspelled girl, and passed it back.
Oh, Natalie.
And I was
you could
like,
not recover.
I was like,
baby
no, I'm
Eric.
inviting you to a barbecue. I want you to be my grill friend.
Oh, my heart aches for little baby Eric. And Natalie throwing shade.
Yeah, but and Natalie and I were an item for a short time.
Was that in second grade?
It was in second grade, yeah.
Look at you, you play. I bet you were like quite the hot stuff in like second grade, third grade.
I don't remember it that way, but somehow Natalie overlooked the note. And
she's like, I can change this man and make him better.
Yeah, I can teach him how to spell.
Oh, that's cute. All right. Well, my love note story is this. I apologize if I've told this story before. For Christmas, like 7 or 8 years ago, you've definitely heard the story. I asked Pete for one of 3 things. I said I would like to have either a Gucci belt, which Gucci belts are stupid expensive. That's not how we roll in our family. I would like to have a cat. We already had a cat, but I'd like a cat. Or I'd like a love note, a love letter. I got a Gucci belt and a cat. I'm like, really? Which in a way I have come to realize was his love letter. But like I'm a words of affirmation girl. So like I wanted an actual like
love note.
Yes, roses are red, so is your head. Thanks for sharing our bed. Like I would have taken that.
This thing writes itself.
Exactly. Like I would have taken that. Instead, I now still have the cat and the Gucci belt.
Hey,
not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And then what's super cute is I mentioned that I was in Rhode Island a couple of weeks ago, and my mother-in-law asked me to go through a box of stuff that they hadn't opened in years. It was all like wedding stuff, wedding shower stuff, things that they hadn't opened since, 1961. And so there was 2 stacks. Well, actually, there was like 4 stacks of cards in it. Wedding cards, so all the cards that they had been given, and then shower cards and all of that stuff. And then there was the love letters that my father-in-law wrote to my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law wrote to my father-in-law. Oh my God. It was so freaking cute and innocent, and it was like...
It's like Ken Burns Civil War letters.
Oh, it was
my
like...
dearest Martha, we are stuck here on the 14th line, and
it was like...
The only
Hello,
thing that gets
sweetheart.
me through is thinking of your loving embrace.
100%.
While like sad violin music is in the background. Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would do is I would change the music to like 50s music because it was the late 50s. And the letters were so cute. Hello, sweetheart. I miss you. I wish that I was with you. I can't wait to make you mine. And like all these things. I was like, okay, getting all promiscuous.
Eggplant emoji. Peach emoji.
Exactly.
If these were written today.
Oh, I mean, and they were so cute. And it was like, I got your 2 letters like, yesterday. And I'm like, I think they wrote to each other like daily or something. It's crazy.
I mean, back before email and text and email have ruined us for love letters. So maybe that's why they're trying to bring it back.
I don't know. So anyway, hey, it's Love Note Day. If you haven't received a love letter ever, you know what? Maybe you need to start it. Maybe you need to send the love letter and see what you get back. It's also Pancake Day. So if you've never gotten a love letter, you know what? Have some pancakes. I'll tell you what. It fills the soul. It fills the spot in your soul that feels empty from never having received one.
Maybe make a heart-shaped pancake and be succinct with your love note, but write it in like
cute.
Like frosting or
syrup.
Syrup, yeah, on the little heart pancake.
That's cute.
Yeah,
I like that.
You flattened my heart, or so, I don't know. Maybe not that one.
Oh man, no. It's also chocolate milk day coming up.
This actually does remind me that of course, my go-to show when I'm down on the couch. You know what I'm going to say? The food that built America.
Okay, I want to talk to you about this. Go ahead.
They had an episode on the guys that made those candy hearts that people give out at
Necco.
Valentine's Day. Yes,
New England, the New England Confectioner Company.
Yeah. So they were writing these like elaborate things, and then they're like, we can't fit this on our little heart candies. So then they had to come up with like a whole new like vocabulary of love phrases that were like 2 words.
Kiss me.
Yeah, exactly.
Love.
Yeah.
Me too.
But when they started, they were like big hearts that they were doing. So
Okay.
It was more like, you have filled my heart with the greatest love, sugar, honey, iced tea. And so literally when then they had started making the small ones, that's when they came up with all those things.
So that was perfect for
Be
texting.
mine.
Right.
Stuff like
Be
that
mine
was never, in the lexicon until.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So while in Rhode Island with the time difference, we would leave my in-laws and, we're like, all right, well, now what are we going to do? Because we're not ready to go to bed. So we binge watched like 4 episodes of The Foods That Built America. We watched the fight between McDonald's and Burger King and how I never knew that
Classic episode.
Dave worked for
Dave Thomas from Wendy's.
Worked for Colonel Sanders.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Who
KFC.
knew?
Yeah.
That was a huge thing. And then talking about the gum folks. We watched the gum episode. Like, there was a whole bunch of episodes that we watched, and we were like, what
There's
is
a
happening?
lot of fun history.
There is a lot of fun history. So anyway, which takes me to Chocolate Milk Day. So funny story about chocolate milk. Always have chocolate syrup used to always have chocolate syrup in the refrigerator. Great for ice cream, great to make chocolate milk. Well, I recently had a family friend over, and I'm sort of like a grandma figure to him. I know, you guys, I seem so young. Stop. And so he wanted some chocolate milk, and he kept pointing at the protein shakes in the fridge that are Pete's. And I was like, you can't have the protein shakes. And he's like, but they're chocolate milk. I'm like, nah, they're not chocolate milk. So like any good grandmother, I was like, I'll make you some chocolate milk. I luckily had some milk in the fridge, which we normally don't. And then I was like, shoot, I have no chocolate syrup. So I took unsweetened cocoa powder, mixed it with the milk in a cocktail shaker. And he was thrilled enough with the foam that the cocktail shaker created that he didn't even care that it was like unsweetened chocolate milk.
Ooh, yeah.
Terrible.
I remember as a kid, like finding that like in the cabinet and being like, chocolate, yeah. And then, you
dip your finger in it and you're like,
take a spoonful,
like the
put that in
cinnamon
your mouth, and it's like, yes, this is not the same.
It's not.
No.
And I felt terrible.
Sometimes you even find like the hard baking chocolate.
Yes.
So it's like a chocolate bar almost. Take a big bite of that and then be like
ah! You gotta like wipe off your tongue.
Right.
Yeah. So just a little PSA, unsweetened cocoa, it is not the same.
Right.
So if you have young people in your life and you want to be a hit, then combine the chocolate milk and milk. And may I suggest, get a cocktail shaker. Even if you're not a drinker, I'll tell you what, it foams up really nicely and you look like marvelous. Yeah. So anyway, do you have any stupid questions that you want to ask? Because this week is also Ask a Stupid Question Day on the 28th. Well, Eric.
What's the worst concert you ever been to? You're going to answer that when we come back from the break. Because that is our topic that the wheel chose.
Yes, it is.
And it's kind of I don't know if it's a stupid question, but it is the question that I thought of when you said that.
I don't think it's a stupid question. Yeah. There are no stupid questions. How about that?
There's some stupid questions. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
There's important questions like, are you supposed to get undressed when you have a massage? It seems stupid. But,
well, I mean, if you've never had a massage before,
right.
It's not stupid.
But those are those questions that you feel like it's a stupid question because you're like, ugh. But really, it's because you've never experienced it before. So a lot of questions that you think are stupid, it's just because you haven't had the experience.
Right.
I'm trying to build our listeners up, Eric. Okay. Now, I want to point out that on the 29th, this sort of tickled my funny bone. One, shout out to the biscotti people, because the 28th is National Coffee Day, and somebody was smart enough to also make it National Biscotti Day. So Coffee Day and Biscotti Day, same day.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Or hand in cup.
Or cookie and cup.
Well, yeah, that too. And so that one, I just think that's brilliant. Somebody paying attention, because a lot of these holidays are really just made up, like, let's just deem it this day and pay some money so that we can get it on these arbitrary lists. And so that one, I was like, okay, kudos to the biscotti people. This one feels like it's a coincidence and somebody was tone deaf. It's also Silent Movie Day and World Deaf Day. Do you think, like, because silent movies,
right?
It wasn't about a hearing impairment. There wasn't the technology.
But I bet deaf people enjoy silent movies maybe more than the rest of us, because it's like it's almost like it's made for them.
Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, is this on purpose? Is this like what is this?
Probably not on purpose, but yeah, I think that actually works well, because if you can't hear and you've got movies that are not about sound, they're about, visuals and text and stuff, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But, I started watching this show called Sexy Beast on Paramount Plus. And there was a few episodes where the music was mixed a little bit higher than the dialogue, so I had to switch on. And they're all Cockney accents in this show, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm usually pretty good with that. But when the music is louder than the dialogue, I had to switch on the closed captions
Yep.
for a couple episodes. And I just noticed like how like some of the closed captions are just completely pointless. Like where it's like intense music plays or,
Right.
you know, does that help anybody?
I don't know if you've never heard music before.
Exactly.
Then do you know what intense music sounds like?
No, you have no clue.
Like, you know, it's like tense your body here,
Right, right. Or sometimes they'll just show musical notes.
which, I mean, I guess. But
You could
like,
just-
it could be
if you-
like da 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 da.
Yeah, if you can hear,
Right.
then you
The
know
references make sense.
right, then you can assume there's a musical score under pretty much everything, you know, any kind of drama that you're watching.
Right.
You don't need the musical notes to tell you, hey, in between this dialogue there's a musical score.
Well, I wonder if that's true, because I have seen that at concerts, even if you're hearing impaired, you can feel the bass line.
Uh-huh.
And so at some concerts, like there's some rapper out there that has somebody that's signing the music, and she like keeps up with him rapping and does the whole thing.
Sure.
So she's
But
signing.
that's the lyrics.
Right. But like, but
She's
you
not
can-
signing intense music.
no, but I'm
The words
saying if
music
you're-
intensifies.
But if you're hearing impaired and you want to feel the music,
Uh-huh.
then you could turn the volume up or the subwoofers or whatever so that you feel that like
But if you want to feel the music, you're doing that already. You're sitting on your woofer or whatever you're doing to feel it. You're not
sitting on your woofer.
seeing like, you know, musical notes in the closed captioning and going, ah, now I get it.
you're sitting on your woofer saying, ah.
Or yeah. And sometimes it's like,
Feels
you
like
know,
a euphemism.
engine sounds in background. It's
Right.
just completely pointless stuff.
I hear
Just
what
give
you're
me the
saying.
dialogue. Is
I
what I'm
hear
saying.
what you're saying. All
Yes.
right. Fine, I'll give it to you. Are we going to celebrate International Podcast Day?
We should. We're your podcast pals. So,
In any language.
yeah, in any language.
We, si, ya, da. That's it. That's all I got. That was pretty good, though, right?
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other days that you would like to bring up?
National Take a Break Day.
Wait, is that a day? Oh, right. We're supposed to take a break. All right. Well, keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We will be right back to talk about our worst concert.
Stay tuned. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Was
I'm
that
Eric
a
Ryder.
remix, by
No.
the way? It sounded like a remix. Hey, I'm
The music
Stacey Heller.
intensified.
Well, if I didn't have the closed caption, I wouldn't know that. It sounded like a little like
It's just a part of the song that we don't normally play. We don't get that far usually because we're ready to go. We come in hot on the show.
That's true. We do that. Okay. So, concerts. You've been to, I'm sure, a ton.
Yeah.
Big and small. I will say that I am 100% positive have not been to nearly as many small shows, and certainly probably not even big arena type tours. I mean, I certainly more than I have fingers and toes for, but not that many. But I distinctly remember seeing Genesis in concert.
Oh, what year was this?
Okay, so
Because they had Genesis is a band that had a lot of changes, both musically and membership wise, and just stylistically. So depending on what year you saw them, could be pretty obvious why.
I want
or
to.
could be
Okay.
not so obvious.
I think it was the Invisible Touch tour.
Oh, okay. So this is their later pop years.
Now, the thing is,
Because they started off as a very interesting prog rock kind of band with Peter Gabriel as the lead singer, and he would shave a stripe down his head and
Really?
play characters in the show. And it was very different than the I can't dance, I can't sing Phil Collins era later.
well, yeah, it was just. So first of all, I was invited by friends to go, and they were really into. And I was like, all right. And it was who sang the "Every Time You go
Every time you
take
go."
a piece of me." Paul Young.
That sounds about right.
So I think he opened for them. I was like, okay, that was the only song that
Paul Young, yeah, that's right.
that was the only song that I knew. And it was like the only lyrics to that song is like really the chorus. So that was
Or at
boring.
least the only ones you remember.
Well, even at the time, that's all I remember. And we were blowing bubbles and we
Because there
got
are
stopped.
several other lyrics to the song.
Okay, let me have my complaint. It was boring. Like, look, Phil Collins, phenomenal drummer. Like,
Right.
there's some classic songs, 100%. But I guess I just wasn't like the full album, multiple albums, like didn't know their music. All I knew was really what was current.
You know, I'm surprised because they had a ton of hits in the 80s.
Yeah,
I feel like if you went to a Genesis show in the 80s, they probably would have played like most of their hit singles, and that probably would have filled up a set list there.
I don't know. I don't know. It was not.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Genesis fan by any stretch. I've grown to respect them a little more over the years. But back in the 80s, I was just like, Phil Collins seemed kind of lame to me.
Yes, it was lame. I guess that's what it was. It was just sort of lame. And I was like, and what I was really sad about is that they also got tickets to go see David Bowie for the, what was it, Moonlight Tour? What was the
Serious Moonlight?
Serious Moonlight Tour? And I was working in Maine at the time. And I was like, that concert I wanted to go to. But I didn't get to go to it. And I'm sure it would not have even been close to a contender for worst concert. It was sad.
Well, but did they play competently? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like he was like really
No, it
off
was
on.
no, it was just I guess I just really didn't like the music.
Okay, well that's fair enough. Yeah, I get that. And was Phil like up front singing, or was he drumming and singing at the same time?
I think he was singing a lot, but then he would go and do like, the
Just to remind folks, I'm the actual drummer for this band.
Right.
While I sing, the songs.
Right. So he'd go back and he would
Can't dance.
exactly. Although there is what's the song? The Miami Vice song. Dun, 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 dun. Like the only reason to listen to that song that they something. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. It's the song that like came out and was used for Miami Vice, and there's a drum solo in there that like
Oh, In the Air Tonight.
In the Air Tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a Phil
literally-
Collins solo hit, I believe.
Yeah, and the only reason that you like listen to that song on the radio is so that you can wait for the drum solo, so you
Yeah.
can be like bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum. Yeah. So I guess that's how I feel about Genesis. Is that you wait for everything until you have this sparkling shining moment, and the rest is like, eh. So yeah, it was just. We also got in trouble for blowing bubbles because apparently, like, soap in an arena is not good.
I've never heard of that.
I was like,
That's wild.
I'm like,
But I guess people could slip and fall. So maybe.
and it was sort of like, really?
But I feel like I've seen people blowing bubbles at concerts,
So we got in trouble, and
That can't be worse than holding up your lighter.
oh yeah, fire is so much worse. What? Said no one ever.
fire is more dangerous.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Fire's
People
bad.
would say that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, fire bad. Bubbles good.
Right.
But I guess they didn't like the fact that we were blowing them, and so we got in trouble for doing it. And we
Fair
weren't
enough.
doing it over anybody's head. We were doing it like over the ledge, because wherever we were standing.
Mhm.
And I feel like it was an outdoor concert. I don't know. You ever have these memories where you're like, was I even there? Like, was that a real thing? Anyway, what about you? What's the worst concert that you've been to?
Gosh, this is a tough question for me because I feel like I've been very selective and only gone to shows by artists that I really already like a lot. So unless they really, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, The Bed, I
Listen to the beginning of the
enjoy
podcast,
myself.
Doug.
I enjoy myself. But there have been a couple where it's like a package deal. So I saw like artists that I wasn't necessarily into. Like probably the first like proper concert that I ever went to was the 120 Minutes tour at the Paramount. And I was just super excited to be there. But I went to see Public Image Limited. They were on that tour. But the other bands were Live, Blind Melon, and Big Audio Dynamite 2.
Big Audio Dynamite 2?
Yeah.
Like also? Or like
The number
sequel?
2. The sequel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was Mick Jones's band. He was in
Okay.
The Clash, and then he formed Big Audio Dynamite. And since then, I've grown to really love Big Audio Dynamite. But Big Audio Dynamite 2, I wasn't that into at the time, and they ended up headlining. So I didn't much care for Live, didn't much care for Blind Melon, did not much care for Big Audio Dynamite 2, but I was just so excited to be at a real concert for the first time.
Yeah.
I think I was 18. So, it was simultaneously that it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
That's so, what's that book? Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
That's so A Tale of Two Cities of you.
But I remember like these girls like talking to me, and they're like, da, 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 and while the music is playing, and I couldn't understand a single word. And so I just like nodded my head, and then they gave me like a grimace look. And so not like Grimace from the McDonald's, but just kind of like okay.
What? Okay.
And so I have no idea what they actually said, but it's haunted me all these years. Like, oh, what did I just agree to or say? Like, yeah, to that they were just like, they could have been like, I bet you think the Holocaust is great. And I would have was like, yeah, because I couldn't hear them whatsoever.
They're like, oh.
I just assumed they were saying like, oh, isn't this great? Or, I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, it haunts. What did they say? Why couldn't I have been a better lip reader?
Well, because you had not been practicing with silent movies.
That's right.
And you probably didn't see it around the time of World Deaf Month or whatever day. Oh, that's funny. Isn't Live the band that's saying that's like, are they a one-hit wonder with Lightning Crashes?
I think they had a few hits, actually.
Okay.
And at that point, I had never heard them before. But then after that tour, they got really big for a short time. And I thought they were okay, actually. And I thought Blind Melon was okay. that one song, No Rain, I thought was pretty fun at the time before I heard it like a gazillion
times because it was such a bop at the time.
But both of their sets, like, they had one or two songs that I enjoyed, but for the most part, could care less. I was more just like, get to the band that I came to see kind of thing.
Blind Melon, didn't they have the album cover that had the little girl in the bee costume?
Yes.
Speaking of honey.
Yeah, the bee girl. And she starred in the video, too, for No Rain.
Yeah, like she was tap dancing or something.
Right.
Or doing something.
Yeah. Or it actually could have been a different girl on the cover and in the video, but they were essentially playing the same character.
I wonder if she would go on to sue them. Like
whatever
the
happened
baby from Nirvana, who's like, I was exposed and I didn't have a choice. And meanwhile, the parents were like, sure, you can throw my kid in the pool for like $50. That sounds cool. And, they were like, whatever, that's fine. Like, baby's, sure, whatever. And then the kid is like, like, oh, I get like stopped all the time. And I'm like, really? Like a lot of time has passed. I would think that some things have changed since you were thrown in the pool.
Nobody would recognize this guy if he didn't come out and say, "Hey, I'm the guy
from with my teeny weeny wagon."
I was the baby on the Nirvana cover.
Right. So you brought it on yourself, dude. Anyway, did you look up to see what happened to the B girl?
Yes, apparently her name is Heather DeLoach.
Okay.
And she's all full grown, of course, now, and has a family, a very handsome family.
Way to go, Heather. Heather, you said, right? That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Heather, the B girl.
She looks great. She looks totally different than she did as the B girl. But yeah, it looks like she's got a great family and is having a good time. So good for her. She doesn't appear to have been traumatized by being in a music video that was played, 100 times a day on MTV.
When they actually played music.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. All right, well, that's good. What about, did you ever go to a concert, like, somebody brought, like my parents took me to see the Everly Brothers. They took both my brothers and me. We went to the pier in New York, and I was like, I was dreading it. And it turns out I knew way more songs because my parents were listening to that music than I realized.
Sure.
And I was like, this is fun. Like, it was fun music, and I ended up loving the concert, and it's one of the more memorable concerts.
Back then, if I had been drugged to a concert like that, especially with an artist from the 60s or whatever, I would have been like, oh, God, no, thank you. But now, in my later years, with the wisdom of time, I would have totally had a great time seeing.
And it's so funny because like when you're young, like I remember in high school, there was a fundraiser that was being put on by Recording for the Blind, and an organization that has
Records for the Blind.
Thank you. It's very obvious. And James Taylor was doing a benefit concert, and my history teacher at the time, Mr. Jakes, shout out, he lives in the same place as my mom. He was helping sell tickets, and so he's like, "Hey, you know a lot of people. You talk to people a lot. You help sell tickets." Well, I did, and I was like, "No, I don't want a ticket. I don't want to go to the concert. Like, I don't really care." It took me another 30 years to be able to go see James Taylor in concert. I'm like, what was I thinking? So, sometimes the thing you think is going to be the worst turns out to be an amazing experience. So, when you have an opportunity, open up your mind, people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and as far as other bad concerts and probably others that I've been to that were worse, I think there were local groups that are small, so I don't want to say anything bad about any bands like that. But it was still fun to go check out live music, even when the bands weren't my cup of tea, just because it was like, oh, okay, well, now I know that this isn't my thing, but I'll check out somebody else, and it was still a good vibe to be there with your local community checking out live music.
And live music is just, it's like a love letter and a pancake. It just fills the soul. All right. Well, we probably are out of time, so we need to pick a topic, yes?
Yes, indeed. And I have to pull up the wheel of topics to do that.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be this week.
Let's find out.
All right.
Role model. I had to spin it twice because it came, just for true transparency, it came up with Circus Job, again, which we've already done.
All right, I have to take that out.
So, a role model. What are you thinking with role model?
Role model. People that are or were role models for us at, any particular age or stage that we have gone through.
All
so
right.
Could be current, oh man, I just love the way that this person is handling life, or it could have been when we were kids or whatever, and what a role model means to us.
I like it.
Yeah. Could be fun, could be funny. Could be heartwarming.
We'll find out.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for listening.